Good morning, everyone. It's time for another edition of West Texas Wild with Ray Matlack, West Texas A&M University. And, you know, we have a lot of critters around the Texas Panhandle. Most of them, they're not too bad, but we do have some fairly dangerous ones, too. What are we talking about?
Some you got to be careful about. And like the toad we talked about last week, the rains have brought out a lot of reptiles as well as amphibians. We found a prairie rattlesnake. We were out driving the roads the other night. They come up onto the roads to get warm and to absorb some of that heat once it starts getting cool in the evening. And that's where, unfortunately, a lot of times they get hit. But we found this pretty large female on the road the other night. Now, we have two large species of rattlesnakes in the Panhandle, one being, of course, the infamous diamondback rattlesnake, western diamondback, and this is the other. This is the prairie rattlesnake. They don't get quite as big as the diamondbacks. These seem to, in my opinion, my experience, these are more ill-tempered. Saying that, they still do just what this snake is doing right now in the video. They try to get away from you. Every time I've ever been around a rattlesnake, they've worked very hard to try to get away from me, try to warn you, and so on. But if you don't heed their warning, if you don't leave them alone, they think you're a predator and they defend themselves. And unfortunately, they have this venom that they use for acquiring prey that, when injected into a human, causes a great deal of damage. Lots of tissue damage and so forth. So these are ones you definitely have to be careful of. But just when you see a rattlesnake, take a step back, be calm. They will get out of your way just as quickly as you can. Like the western diamondback, the prairie rattlesnake feeds primarily on rodents. So in that way, they're a beneficial animal to have around. They're prey for a lot of animals. They're prey for hawks, or prey for badgers, coyotes when they're small, roadrunners when they're small as well. They give birth to live young. I had one in captivity one time where came into the cage the next morning, had 11 babies. Wow. So they give birth to live young, and pretty neat snake, to be honest. Very attractive snake, but you do have to be careful about them.
All right, great information right there, and well, watch out for them if you see any of those on the side of the road, or sometimes in your backyard.
Sometimes in your backyard.
Yeah, well, thank you very much once again, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for having me.
All right.